Sky News aviation expert Captain Byron Bailey. I saw him on Sky earlier this morning. He's had time during the day to think this through. Have you come up with a theory? Do you think, Byron, that this might have been, and I know you don't like to say this, pilot error?
Oh, absolutely, yes. It's kind of obvious. If you look at the video, Steve, long time, by the way, since I spoke with you. Yeah, two things stand out very, very well. And people are going to get angry if I say it's pilot error, but hey, I'm a 30,000-hour former 777 captain and I'm still flying private jets, so I know exactly what happens on takeoff. There's two speeds that matter. When you're running down the runway, you get the call V1, which is around 120 knots, and that's the speed you must continue to take off. If anything goes wrong, you continue. Then you get the call rotate, and the pilot flying, normally the captain, will pull back on the yoke to about 15 degrees and you leave the ground, and the other pilot will say positive rate of climb because his instruments are showing we're going up. And the call then is gear up, undercarriage up, gear up. So someone reaches forward and selects the undercarriage up. So by a couple of 100 feet, you don't have the undercarriage down. Now, what was weird about this Air India thing was it reached 625 feet, 190 metres, the undercarriage was still down. It means no one selected the undercarriage up. The second thing is you can't take off without flap. Now, something like a 787, minimum speed that it can fly without flap is about 240 knots. Yet you're rotating at about 155 knots with flap. You must have flap for takeoff because you'll get a configuration warning, like even in the Falcon I fly at the moment. If I stick it beyond 80% engine thrust for takeoff, it'll scream at me, no takeoff, flap. So it got airborne with flap. Someone has called for gear up, and instead the flap was retracted. Well, if you retract the flap at about 105, 160 knots, you're going to go immediately into a deep stall. And the interesting traces showing the flight and altitude of the airplane when it crashed, it was only doing about 170 knots when it crashed. And if you're in a deep stall, you're going to need at least 5,000 feet to recover. So, yeah, it looks very much to me like it was an inadvertent selection of flap up instead of gear up. And really, in a way, it highlights the elephant in the room that us senior pilots talk about a lot, in that there's been such a rapid expansion of training in the world, airlines are booming, and they're grabbing sort of so many young guys who are not really qualified, sitting in the right seat. I don't know if this is the case with Air India, but I do know there's a reason why Qantas is the safest airline in the world. There's the Emirates and British Airways and Cathay, they're all so safe. It's because they spend the money, they make sure their pilots are fully trained, do simulator checks all the time. To me, it's the only possible source. People have mentioned, I saw earlier videos, the engines could have lost thrust, what, both engines? And besides, the captain or whoever's flying will have his hand on the thrust levers, and if they should start retarding, they'll just push them up. This is a tragedy. It's first, the 787 was the latest, most safest aeroplane flying, and it's its first crash. So, very sad. And the NTSB...
It is very sad, Byron. I'm sure we'll get a result shortly. Thank you very much, Byron. Nice to catch up with you again.